Really Useful Stories, The Great Rescue, a story about teamwork. On the busy island of Sodor, a little boy named Josh waited at Knapford Station. When Thomas puffed in with his coaches, Annie and Clarabel, Josh looked up tearfully. "Cinders and ashes, what's wrong?" Thomas asked.
"I've lost my kitten, Whiskers," said Josh. "Will you help me look for him, please?"
"Of course," peeped Thomas eagerly. Thomas, Annie and Clarabel chuffed around the island, but they did not see any sign of Whiskers.
"Where could that kitten be?"
Annie asked. Soon they came upon some stray sheep in the countryside. Thomas peeped his whistle just as Farmer McColl appeared.
"Hello, Thomas,"
said the farmer. "I'm looking for a lost kitten," Thomas told him. "You haven't seen one, have you?"
"No, just my sheep and cows," said Farmer McColl. "Sorry."
Then Thomas saw a young girl walking her dog by the windmill. "Have you seen a little kitten?" Thomas asked, but the girl just shook her head. Suddenly, Thomas heard a whirring noise in the sky up above. It was Harold the helicopter. "Peep, peep," went Thomas's whistle, and Harold flew down to say hello. "We've been looking everywhere for a lost kitten," Thomas said. "Can you help us to look for him?"
"Of course," said Harold. "After all, I'm a member of the search and rescue team."
But even with Harold's help, the friends still couldn't find Whiskers.
"Oh dear, Thomas,"
Annie said.
"What shall we do?"
"We have to keep searching," Thomas replied, "even if it takes all day."
"We'll all work together,"
added Harold from above. Harold flew on ahead to the animal park. Looking down below, he could see all kinds of animals. He zoomed in for a closer look.
"Wow," Harold said. "I see lots of big cats, but no sign of little Whiskers."
Suddenly, Harold spotted something white and fluffy in a leafy green treetop. It was Whiskers! Harold got as close to the treetop as he could. He didn't want to scare the kitten.
"Hello, Whiskers," Harold coaxed. "Jump to me."
But the kitten was too frightened to move.
"Don't worry, Whiskers," said Harold. "I'll be right back with help."
Harold flew off to find Thomas. When he saw the blue tank engine, he hovered overhead.
"Thomas! Thomas!" Harold cried. "I found Whiskers! He's stuck in a tree!"
Thomas knew that they need a ladder to get Whiskers down. Suddenly, an idea flew into his funnel. "I think we know someone with a very tall ladder," he said.
"Yes, we'll ask Flynn to help," agreed Harold.
They quickly headed to the Sodor Search and Rescue Center to find Flynn the fire engine. "We need your ladder for an important rescue," Thomas told Flynn. "Josh's kitten is stuck in a tree."
"I'm ready to rescue," said Flynn.
Flynn, Thomas, Annie and Clarabel followed Harold back to the tree. When they got there, Flynn raised his really long ladder and his driver climbed up to rescue Whiskers.
"Easy does it," said Flynn.
"Well done," cheered Thomas. At last, Josh and Whiskers would be together again. Annie started to sniffle.
"I love happy endings,"
she cried. Just then, Bertie stopped by to see what was happening. When he heard about Whiskers, Bertie offered to drive the kitten back to Knapford Station where Josh was waiting. Thomas looked over at Flynn, Harold and Bertie. "Thank you for helping today," he said. It took all of us working together as a team to find Whiskers and return him to Josh.
Good work, team, said Flynn. Everyone has been really useful, added Harold with a giggle.
Really useful stories can help children talk about new experiences. Here are some questions about this story that can help you talk about friendship and teamwork. Who asks for Thomas's help? What do Thomas, Annie and Clarabelle do next? Who offers to help them? How do they find Whiskers? How does Whiskers get down from the tree? When do you and your friends work together?